You've got your boots on before I did. You know that face is going to be on the vlog.
Yeah, I know. That's the point.
All right. Eileen's going to help do some cameraman work. Camera woman work. Camera girl. She's our camera girl today. Bonnie and Alyssa are planting flowers and veggies today. We are a long way from planting things in flower pots and in the ground. But about 2 months in advance, we got to get going on it and get stuff planted in the house. Some of you have seen us do this before, but for all our new friends on YouTube, we get into our pantry. I emptied off this shelf of a bunch of groceries and lodge bedding, and then we got to bring it in the lodge for the next couple months and baby these plants as they get hardy enough to make it out in the Alaska summers.
I'm getting this one out.
Excuse me.
I'm doing the pink ones.
Okay, that's a good plan.
When you're ready to fill more, I can fill it.
Okay. Might need a little help so we don't end up with a bunch of water on the floor. Yeah, who did that to me?
I accidentally got some too.
Where did the dirt come from?
I don't know how it got this.
Just a mystery.
Mom, I can reach over here.
Okay, great. That might be how some of the dirt got on your dropper. Maybe. Maybe a little bit.
I can reach over there. I just got a pink one.
Hey there, girl. What day is it?
May 2nd.
And what are we doing?
Shoveling snow to swing for the swing set.
That's right. We're digging through about 2.5, 3 feet of snow so that Emma can swing.
And my cousin.
Yeah, I think they need to get out here and shovel a little bit themselves.
Yeah. I'm excited.
That's what we do out here in the bush of Alaska. Shovel through 3 feet of snow so that our kids can swing on the swing set. Most of you is below the snow level. Oh my goodness. Only 2 more lanes to go. All right, hard to believe, but it is May 7th. So we've got a little bit of color showing on the lake, which lets us know it's rotting. The lake ice will probably be gone in about a month, but we're going to turn our attention over here and just show you guys what the lodge looks like without any cedar siding on it. So it used to all look like that. Really old, but it was holding up well as far as, you know, the covered parts over here. But as you all know from some videos and stuff, this was all needing to be replaced. For some reason, there is a hole there, and Visqueen was covering it when we pulled the old siding off. Now, this used to be a transition strip from cedar siding to this stained plywood. Been this way for 20, 25 years. And it's just such an encouragement to know that we finally have the finances to get this fixed. We've been talking about it for years. So we've got new trim around the windows that will all be stained. This is going to look amazing. So we are going to go over here, get a little before footage, because things are going to start looking different here real fast. So we've got stained plywood that was probably stained 20 plus years ago. And as you can tell, has seen a lot of better days. We're just gonna make it look more beautiful, more like a lodge. It's gonna look great when we're done. All right, what Joe is doing is taking some 2x4s around the house, because the front of the house is less snowy than walking right here. Taking the 2x4s to the shop because they are soaking wet. We're gonna start a fire in the shop and get that dried out. Get all the 2x4s dried out. But the reason I thought this was kind of cool is all these 2x4s that we're using coming from this stack onto that tarp. We are going to make window trim for every single window right there on the side of the house. And every single 2x4 used to be a rafter in the cabin roofs. So we are recycling. So every piece of window trim is going to be an old piece of cabin rafter. All right, today is May 9th. You can tell by all the snow on the ground. Bo, we still got the snowmobile out. What are we doing right now?
We are making the trampoline up.
Oh, these aren't the pieces for the spring line?
Nope.
These are trampoline parts?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, behind the axe throwing stand, there is a hole in the snow where Joe sprinkled ash, what, like a month ago? Oh, it's down to grass over there. We'll go check it out. All right, let's get everything loaded up and we'll go build a trampoline. All right, hold the bucket and we'll drive over there. All right, here we go. Okay, well, it was down to grass yesterday.
There's grass right there.
But there we go. We got this random May snowstorm. Happens at least once a year. But it'll be down to grass before lunch. All right. One project done.
Yeah, it was good.
on to the next one.
Let's hop onto the spring line. We're excited about running water. Let's go.
You can see this little trench in the snow is actually where the pipe is. When Joe laid the pipe about a week ago, it's black, so it attracts the heat from the sun, creates its own ditch as it melts the snow away. And then it snowed yesterday, so it's all just a little bit buried. So this black pipe will end up kind of hidden in the grass, hopefully protected, and as water trickles through it, not making any noise, because when it starts to make noise, the bears get curious and they bite it, and that's where we lose all pressure down at the lodge. So we come up here, on average, maybe once a month, and just check on it, make sure there's no leaks. Make sure it's not hung up on any willow branches. So we'll get it hooked up here pretty quick. We are here at one of the last hookups. The last hookup at the bottom of the hill, actually. So we just snowmobiled down there. Oh, here we go. That is coming out pink because of all of our RV antifreeze. Getting along pretty good. So we'll hook this one up to it and go hook up the final filter behind the lodge. See Joe cruising with the old Bravo. That's our old 1992 Bravo. You got Piper up the trail right behind him. And then Willow changed her mind and decided she wanted to try too. See if we can find Willow. There she is. All right, I'm going to zoom out so you can see where they're at. There's little Willow. Go, kid, go. That is one strong pup. She's been running all winter. I just heard the water come all the way across the meadow. I heard it start spitting behind me. Yep. All right, we got water here. Still kind of glugging and blowing air out of there, but the water looks clean. Now we're in the backyard, obviously. So we're not too far away, getting this hooked up to the house water lines, and laundry and everything else will be a heck of a lot easier for the rest of the summer. All right, Joe, you know something that's not as hard as splitting logs?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh. Building a log splitter.
Right.
Yeah. That's what we up to today. Putting all this manual labor in so we never have to swing an axe.
27 tons of hardcore hydraulic power, baby.
Log splitting.
Action.
Sweet action. Right, exactly. Finally pulling this thing out of its crate. We hauled it up to the lodge back in March. So going on, I don't know, 2.5, 3 months ago. By the time this video goes live. Gonna get it built, but I'm gonna put the camera away because it is windy and still snowy out here. All right, guys, we gotta get this thing built. I'll show you what it looks like. All right, guys, we gotta set the top splitter part on the frame, and according to what it says, it weighs 27 tons. So Joe and I are gonna see if we can do it by ourselves. There we go. Holy smokes. Probably a bit.
We get the motor attached.
All joking aside, that was pretty darn heavy. Putting in the included jug of hydraulic fluid. Joe's.
We specifically buy Craftsman hydraulic fluid. That's the only thing I'll use.
Yeah, he's kind of an elitist, but I think Joe's got. You got all the nuts and bolts tightened on the engine?
Yeah, the nuts and bolts are tightened there. We got to put oil in there as well.
Yep, engine oil there, and then hydraulic hoses are attached. So we'll be starting this thing up once we put some gas in it. All right, all this technology Joe and I are getting out here is really going to save our backs. Stoked. I'm not talking about the log splitter. I'm talking about this little battery-operated gas pump.
Heck yeah, baby.
Look at that. That's so legit. We use it all the time.
Oh, wait. What am I doing?
Well, you're looking old. That's what you're doing.
I'm filling this thing with gas.
All right, so the previous owners of the lodge, they lived here for 22 years. They split hundreds of cords of wood over the years. And so what Joe and I are going to do is make a little short video and show them our new toy. I keep calling it a toy, but I know it's a tool. But in contrast to a manual splitting maul, it's going to be like a toy. All right, so how close are you to pull starting this baby?
I think I'm right there.
Okay. I'd do it myself, but someone's got to video it.
Turn the flip on. Okay, making sure gas is on, choke is on. breaking it in, you know? First time it's ever been wrong.
All right, we got a June check-in. The lake ice has officially started to move. And today is June 6th. We got a helicopter supply flight coming in, so we got the coolers ready to head back to Talkeetna for next week's load. Next week we'll be able to have the float plane in, but today enough ice is on the lake to where we are going to have the helicopter. So we'll video that a little bit as we get on with our summer. Come down and see. This is probably where the helicopter is going to land, and Joe's down here working on a little front porch for his cabin. What's up? Building stuff?
I am building stuff. I just keep building decks. We had all that extra lumber from the old deck, and I told Zach I'm just gonna keep building decks until all the lumber's gone.
You built a little deck to go down by the lake so we can put people's luggage on it, and then around the back here built a good size one off the back of their cabin. So all right, I'm just videoing a little update before we get busy this summer. So we got a video coming out on a Sunday. Hey, now I'm down here by the root cellar, and behind me here just cleaning out last year's wood chips, scraping out some stuff, cleaning it up. I should have done this yesterday, but it was extremely cold. It was about 38 degrees yesterday and dumping rain, so kind of chickened out. The helicopter will be here any minute now, and Alyssa and I decided we should probably rush down here and get this thing cleaned out. See what Alyssa's doing. Cleaning up the milk crates. So the milk crates we use as shelving, as many of you have seen. They just stack in here like store shelves and kind of help us separate stuff out. So getting those all clean, disinfected, wiping off anything that's disgusting, and try and get this all cleaned up before the helicopter gets here. And I gotta sprinkle a new layer of wood chips down. All right, I wanted to show you guys something here real quick. A lot of the people that have followed us for... Hi, Bo, how are you?
Good.
Good. You excited for the helicopter coming? All right. A lot of people that have followed us for a long time know that every single one of our coolers have bare teeth marks. But for any new subscribers, anybody following along now, just wanted to show you. This is kind of funny, kind of not funny, but it's very unique. So even the big one back in there has bite marks on it. It's because a big black bear got into our root cellar a few years back. And yeah, no need in replacing the coolers. They still work great, but it's kind of cool that they all have bite marks in them. And that the bear only stole a few things, like the ranch dressing. So I have spread wood chips. I almost said stove ash. Spread some wood chips, just kind of soak up a little moisture down there. And then once I line the walls with the other coolers, I will sprinkle wood chips in the walkway here on my way out.
First supply flight of the season. Yeah! Just go sit by Lova.
All right, kiddos, here we go. First supplies of the summer. Danielle is parked over by Joe's cabin, so I got to move the four-wheeler over there. You ready to go? All right, buddy, you hanging out? stay behind the four-wheeler. The pilots get nervous when the kids go running around.
There she blows.
All right, I am down here putting the root cellar back together, and all the kids are making trips up and down the hill. What is that, eggs? Yeah. Go ahead and set everything in the grass. I'm almost ready to start loading up the root cellar.
Oh, baby was excited.
Good job, kiddos.
Willow was excited.
Yeah, it was their first, I think it was their first helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
She did good. She stayed calm and didn't freak out when she smelled a new person. All right. Last little bit of getting the root cellar put together. I dare you guys to guess where we get all the wood chips from. Bet you'll never guess. Oh yeah. So, everything is stocked. It's a light load, but the helicopter can't haul everything we need. So, still a couple 100 pounds of product in our truck sitting in town. So we are good to go here today. Pour a couple more bucket loads of sawdust here. I mean wood chips, because that sounds cooler. Look at these fancy wood chips that we got from using the chainsaw. Scatter! All right, that be it for now. Hey everybody, we are getting into our summer tourist season transition here. Everyone has been way too busy to want to be videoed or open up, break out the camera, vlog what we've been up to. I apologize for that. Every summer that comes around, we end up doing that. And I wanted to do a walk around and show you guys everything that we've been up to. But the weather has been terrible. There's, as you can see, it's raining. We still got a little bit of ice on the lake back there. It is the first week of June. Our first guests show up in 2 days. So the summer season, even though it is 42 degrees right now, the summer season is about to begin. So let's do a quick walk around in the wind and the rain, and then we'll wrap up this video, and hopefully we'll be able to put out a little bit of content throughout the summer as we're going to be busy all through June, July, and August. All right, so I wanted to come to you with like the deck being done and our new patio chairs is gonna look so amazing. And honestly, I assembled all the patio chairs and we have yet to be able to use them because it has been too cold, too windy, and too rainy. So they are still stashed back here. But the deck is 100% done. I hope you guys like it. We weren't exactly sure how we were gonna feel about it, but it ended up being really nice. Once we got the top caps on, everything stained, the cedar tone. You got the cool end caps that cover the cable tension. Then Joe built a step off of the front. Piper likes the step. You like the step, Piper? So that's kind of what that looks like, guys. I'm getting soaked. The camera's getting soaked. We're just gonna do a quick walk around. The reason why we wanted to stain this all cedar is a big reveal. Okay, we are done with the siding on the house. So what do you guys think? Ready for summer, ready to impress the guests. The doors have been painted. The siding has been stained to match the deck posts. Big improvement, as we want to perhaps replace the roof someday. That is not doable right now, but there we go. It all kind of looks like one complete house now instead of little bush cabins that have been tied together over the years. Even though that is in fact what it is, now it gives the illusion that it is one cute little wilderness home. Worked hard on it. So Joe built a step off this side, which is even cooler than the front step because this one is actually 4 boards deep, so it's a nice wide step. The kids just jump off of it right to the grass and can kind of skip a little bit of mud over here, which we're going to add more rocks. This side over here, check this out. This side is done as well. So we got a little bit of flashing here because this will drip and splash, and that flashing's already kind of gotten dirty, which is great because we'd rather the flashing get dirty than waste cedar siding down here that would end up getting beat up anyway. So the woodshed is getting a little more full. I was just splitting this morning, as you saw earlier in the video, and I think that's about it. Let's go inside. We'll wrap up this video and we will dry off my camera gear. Oof. I can't go in through the kitchen. Alyssa has locked the door. Hey, you can't go through the kitchen either.
I know.
How you doing, kid?
It felt so unnatural.
All right. Alyssa and Bonnie getting ready for the busy summer season. They are mopping the kitchen floor.
We're not mopping, we're
Scrubbing.
scrubbing.
Deep
You have to
cleaning.
understand that that's very different.
Yeah.
More effort.
A lot of effort. Obviously, they're on their hands and knees, tile by tile. Our friend Judy is coming back this summer to help us in the kitchen for a long time. That's going to be awesome. And with Judy in the kitchen, that gives Alyssa and Bonnie and Joe and I a little more parent time with the kids. So the house is a mess right now, but we're going to load up that shelf with all the shirts and hats and have a good summer season. And then, like I told Joe, I don't know how you snuck in behind me here, but told Joe that we're going to try and put out a little content throughout the summer if we got the time. So
We'll try, for sure.
all right. Well, do you want to sign us off?
Thanks for watching.
You know, like and subscribe like you used to say when you were little.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.